Yo, so this is the book I wrote. There are three gods. The history of the universe. All there is time and space. Time, space. Space is all the green. There's an infinite amount of both time and space. Time exists at every point in space, creating some type of space-time unit. Yellow and green for like space-time, yellow and green. It's like one like solution. The only thing which exists in parallel to space-time is nothing, zero. So I got a blank page. This reality creates a parameter which forces space-time to factualize itself as a singularity, a singular point. This is because of a mathematical reality. You see, since space-time has only zero to base its existence off of, a singular point, a set volume, is actually infinite. Thus, the first stage of infinity is a single unit of a determined volume. 1 divided by 0 is infinite. 1 with the periodic sign over the 0, 10 with the repeating 0. As such, since space-time occupies a set volume, you must conclude that there is yet another space-time which exists beyond the borders of the first. So there's actually two space-times, you see? There's the singularity, right? And then there's all the space surrounding it. And there's two spaces, and time exists everywhere space does, so there are two space-times. This reality makes it that there are two space-times, yeah. Now, in addition to there being two space-times, these two space-times are intelligent. So I drew a brain, right? They're conscious of the present, right? So they're intelligent. The reason why the two space-times are intelligent is that these space-times exist in the present. The present is how time actuates itself at a point, which is where time is. Time is at a point. It's at the singularity, and it's at the space surrounding it. With present comes knowledge of present. So like the present brings about the process of acknowledging oneself. And with knowledge of presence comes knowledge of parameters. So the two spaces are able to calculate what they are and convert their spaces. So like knowledge of present comes reasoning of conversion. Now, since the spaces can apprehend that they are what they are due to the nature of the present, they can conclude that they can change forms. They are not governed by any laws restricting form. They can both expand into infinity. When the Big Bang happened, the lack of restriction on size of space allowed the singularity to occupy the volume that it does now. So all the planets, all the galaxies, all the matter in the universe was once the singularity, but when the explosion happened, that singularity changed volumes because it has no restriction on form and occupied the space it does now. But before that, the singularity changed its form before the Big Bang, encompassing a volume of the surrounding space, creating a type of jelly donut or egg. So check this out. So this was the singularity and the space surrounding it before, and this is the singularity after with volume of the surrounding space inside of it. Now, the space at the center of the singularity is secluded from the outside space, creating an independent time zone. This independent time zone is capable of movement and independent thought. It is also a slave to the parameters, and its parameters can be unkind. The singularity compresses the space at a rate, and at this rate, the new space will eventually have nowhere to exist, and explodes in order to survive. So like, the singularity is compressing the new space, and the new space will eventually cease to occupy space unless it explodes. So it does. Now the question of if there is fusion during the explosion is yet to be answered, but the study of dark matter and antimatter will render the subject clear. So that's pretty much it. That's how the galaxy, the universe was formed with the Big Bang. This is the universe. And like, we are descendants of knowledge of the present. Thus, we will always be knowledgeable of the present. And that is fact.